Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. Maybe you could begin with a brief introduction to your wonderful film, Dog on Trial. What can people expect when they watch it?
I hope people could have fun, and still maybe this film could make you think about different questions. It's a comedy about women and dogs, and it also talks about other things.
And maybe you can talk a bit about the genesis of the project. I know you've been working a long time in front of the camera, but making this decision to step behind as well. And I know sort of all came out of that theatre show doing Hate with a Horse, and your producer had the idea, oh, maybe to do a film. So how did it all start?
Exactly this way, I wouldn't even think I would be able to do a film, and then this producer came to see my play with the horse. And so he told me, you can do a play with a horse, you can make a film. And as I wanted to do something on the animal statute, on our relationship with nature, and then an idea came about this trial, Dog on Trial, which was based on a true story, but yeah, based, inspired.
And what about delving into the genre of comedy, and particularly in the fact of having the dog on trial? We sort of veer into the absurd, but you're also navigating really serious issues. You know, there are emotional moments. So I know you sort of look to things like Fleabag, perhaps,
Yes,
of a great way to combine those two things. And comedy can be a great way for people to think about issues that might otherwise seem quite challenging.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge with Fleabag, she did a great thing. It was a great character, a women character, of course, but the tone of the show is moving all the time. It's getting very touching, and then it's very dramatic, emotional, funny, outrageous. So it's moving all the time, and it was really an example I wanted to follow because it was so free. This show is so free. So yeah, it was an example I followed. Yeah, because it looks like life to me. My life is like that. At the beginning, it can be dramatic in the morning and then funny in the afternoon, and then it comes back to drama. I don't know how the day will end, in which kind of tone of film the day will end.
And finding this character of Avril, I mean, she's such a wonderful character. You know, she's at a certain point in her life, in her 40s, maybe caught between sort of different generations, and trying to find her place. So, you know, how did you build that character? And in what ways do you think her sort of wanting to give voice to Cosmo is also her projecting a desire to project her own voice in the world?
It's very well said. I don't know what to add because it's very well said. Bravo. But I should add something, right? So I have to find something to add. No, yeah, Avril is great. Yeah, she might be a little bit like me. I'm in my 40s and I'm not in the Me Too movement. I mean, I've known the world a long time before the Me Too movement. Other rules, other way of treating women. I don't have always good reactions. I don't really know how to react sometimes. I don't find my way of talking really easily as right now. And so my character is like that. She has a voice problem. Her voice is not always going out in the wrong way, too low, too high, no words. And that's a problem because she's a lawyer. So. And the dog has the same problem.
They always say, you know, not to work with animals and children. What was it like being on set with the lovely Cody as Cosmo? And, you know, were there any hiccups along the way? How did you kind of use having the dog on set to sort of play up the comedic and the emotional moments?
Actually, we rehearsed a lot. Because everybody said that to me, it was so dangerous to work with animals. So we rehearsed a lot, and we had such fun rehearsing together. We're fighting together in the film, so we had to rehearse a lot. And the dog trainers were so great, and so I rewrote the script for Cody to what he can do and what he looks like, because you know he's a rescued dog. He has been living in the streets for years before being rescued, so he has a lot of emotions inside him, and they go inside the camera very easily, and so it was easy. And you know, this dog, he knows what cut means. When you say cut, couper, he stops playing.
Can you talk a little bit about the aesthetic of this film? Because I love how the colours just pop, and particularly how you play up the scenes in the courtroom, I guess, for the sort of grandeur and the performative nature of that.
Yes, you know, in Switzerland, they have a big, like the government place. They debate in front of an enormous painting of nature, and I thought it was incredible that we run the world, and so we have this big picture of nature, like if we were God, and I loved it, and so I put it in the film, and I wanted the comedy to be beautiful, and I thought a lot of colors and a lot of darkness. And so that's why what it looks like. I don't know. Maybe it looks like a little bit like the Coen Brothers movie. No, I don't know this kind of treatment of the colors, color treatment.
And just finally, very quickly, what do you hope people will take away? Because I guess it is a comedy, but you are really delving into issues of where the limits of the justice system are and how we do treat animals, and how, perhaps how we objectify them can change the way we think about them. For example, the fact that we still eat animals, etc., etc.
Exactly. I would like people to ask themselves questions about exploitation of nature, of animals, of women, of different social classes. I think this film really talks about that, and I hope they will have fun too.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I really love the film.
Thank
Really enjoyed
you.
presenting
Thank
it, Ken.
you.
Thanks a lot.